This is verse 20 of the 19th chapter of the Gospel of Matthew. Jesus, in the midst of a conversation with a man who is characterized as the rich young ruler. Matthew will only tell us he's a young man. We learned the rest of his descriptive characteristics from other sources. But in any event, Jesus has responded to the question, what do I need to do to be sure that I've inherited eternal life? It's a legitimate concern. Jesus has given him a rather non-surprising answer, listing off, for the most part, commands from the Ten Commandments, including one from the book of Leviticus, love your neighbor as yourself. The young man, of course, at least on an external level, believes he's observed all of these, and that's what he says in response. So we have lege, from lego, I say, he says. Auto, indirect object, dative, masculine, singular. He says to him, to Jesus, the subject of the verb, ho neoniskos, the word for a young man. The nea, of course, connected to our neo, the idea of being new. And in Greek, it was the idea of being youthful, a young man. So the young man says to him, panta, adjective, all, tauta, these things. So all these things that you've just listed to me. Ephulagza, this is from phulasso, usually rendered as I have observed. It's actually rooted in the word for a tribe, phule, and that is therefore by extension the notion of I've observed the tribal requirements, kind of a distant notion, but I have been conforming to the external standards that you've spelled out here. So the young man so far feels like he's probably on safe ground. He, interrogative pronoun, what, eti, yet, indeclinable adverb, huste ro. This is from huste reo, to fall short. The who is actually connected to the hupo preposition, under, and put together it means to fall short, to fall under would be the idea. So the young man responds, I've done all these things, I've kept all of them. Some add from my youth. In fact, Mark and Luke both add that phrase. Matthew doesn't. But it's nevertheless the idea here that he's observed these all his life, and probably still has some sense that maybe there's something that doesn't quite hit the mark. And so he asks this provocative question at the end, what do I still lack?